Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mosioma Augustine. If it's your first time here, just remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that when I upload a video similar to this one, you are in that position to be notified. So today, I'm going to react to one of the video. Is the media lying about racial violence? I'm not in the United States of America, but I follow their news now and again. So I've seen, and most of the things which I see is through the media. So in my reaction, I'm going to approach this from a lens of media. I read most of the news from the media, so I'm not the individual in the ground, but my reaction is going to be at least informed in some way. But let's dive in, and this is from the journal Jen. I appreciate for the video, so let's dive.
What do you think about BLM? Do you think it was a success or a failure? By spreading that idea, you create even more separation.
They only report the stuff against white people.
It's not like all white people are terrible by any means, but every other racial group had something that they were like seen as less, and white people haven't really had that.
Do you think the police have a racial bias against certain groups?
I would be surprised if they didn't.
Media can cover policemen very biased.
I hate the system that is there. I know people who've gotten killed by the police. I'm like, I wish somebody would try me.
So today I'm out here, and the question that
As from what I have seen and what I've followed with people saying, the Black Lives Matter organization was kind of a scam. It never benefited the people who it truly intended to benefit. Some individuals came out buying houses near rich neighborhoods. It really never assisted those people who were supposed to be assisted. And there were a lot of destruction which happened during the Black Lives Matter movement. So those people who were kind of deceived that they could be assisted by the leadership of the organization were in the end never assisted, and those individuals who were in leadership roles ended up scamming a lot of revenue from this organization. Also, in terms of bias, yeah, the media may tend to amplify some situations which were not in the real sense that in dire situations, but in the end, at the end, media are selling kind of advertisers. They want you to follow them. They want themselves to reach a greater audience, and if it means that they are going to spread some news which will gather them a lot of following, then you are the product. You are the product as a follower, and it's expected from the media. They really don't care for you as an individual, but we need to understand that. So the media is kind of a way biased. They don't give genuine information. They may tend to favor their own candidate. They may tend to favor their own individuals who are involved in some corruption cases. So you never trust the media.
be asking is the media biased regarding racial violence?
They only report the stuff against white people. They don't report all the stuff against other races. I think there's an increase of awareness, and I think they're getting more and more coverage over police doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
I think here in the US, media doesn't really cover anything that doesn't gain any traction with a lot of the buzzwords like Black Lives Matter or Stop Asian Hate, etc.
I work in media, so I know that there are biases based on, who your advertisers are, who your audience is. Either, they understand that there are racial issues in the world, or they try and downplay those racial issues.
The media, its main agenda is to find a lot of following, because it's true that a lot of following that they will find advertisers who will be able to fund their own organizations. So as this person who has already worked in the media said, you should not be that person who is trusting the media that it will serve your purpose, that is going to inform you from a neutral point, but you should be aware that these are in a business, and whichever content they are going to put outside there, they hope that it will work in their own favor. So if you as an individual, you are in that position that the media will always be honest. It needs to give out information as it was without it being suppressed, then you are totally in the dark. That's the whole issue which we are seeing even Twitter. There are some individuals like Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said that he lied, and they suppressed some news which concerned the coronavirus pandemic, COVID vaccines. There were some people who were kind of suppressed and the information was not allowed to circulate in the internet because they were against the common propaganda. So those are some of the things which you need to be aware before you start crucifying your friends that what the media said is right and them they are wrong. You should always be aware about the agenda of the media.
Yeah, there is a bias. More coverage for the underdog. I don't know.
The media perpetrates a lot of stereotypes regarding different races. When there's like the big mass shootings of the white people, it's always like, oh, he was mentally ill or he had this or that, like some explanation. And for black people, it's just more point blank, this is how it was their fault.
Bias it's kind of hard to put a pinpoint on, but I know it's not 100% equal, put it that way.
Do you trust the media?
Yes, I trust everyone, man. I trust certain.
So I'm sorry for this gentleman because he tends to trust everyone. Trust nobody, and most especially the person you should never trust is the mainstream media. Never trust the mainstream media, and even those independent journalists, sometimes they can be biased. So I'm sorry for these individuals, for this person for trusting the mainstream media. You shouldn't trust it. It's there for its main agenda to gain some traction, to have some following, so that they can sell their airtime to advertisers. That's simple as that. Even the government can fund them to promote their own agenda, to grind the masses. That's why even you find that in the US, there are those who are pro-Russia and there are those who are against Russia. But in the real sense, some people are making money out of this whole issue. And while there are a lot of people who are dying in Ukraine and Russia.
I personally don't think the media is here to serve our needs. I work in media, and I'm telling you, they are there to sell. That's why I don't watch, ironically enough.
Recently, there's been like platforms that have like independent fact checkers. Do you think that's a good move from these platforms to provide these fact checks? Or do you think in a way that's dictating what is considered fact versus opinion?
Yeah, that seems like a lot more dangerous way to spread information because from an individual, it's a lot more trustworthy nowadays.
So today, there's a noticeable shift in the perception that the media can't be trusted.
Even those platforms which are going to check whether they are facts or they are not facts, those platforms are also read by some people and who is in a position to define what's a fact and what's not a fact. So if those organizations or those platforms are also read by human beings, there will always be some bias. So it's kind of a dangerous scenario to be in because you will not be in a position to find if this person can suggest something to be a fact in order for him to be or her to benefit financially, business-wise, whichever kind. That's most of the time why even if you could find some people who will play a role of being gatekeepers, those individuals may even toe the line, may go overboard and never give a clear indication of what truly is on the ground, what is the truth and what is false.
The sources they're consuming are actively making them angrier and polarizing them.
And in this environment where everything's polarized, people are longing for nuance but rarely get it. So rather than cherry picking the data, we need to confront the uncomfortable questions in order to uncover truth. And let curiosity discern whether racial violence is overrepresented or simply underreported. But can I really do so with my own biases and personal experience? And more importantly, am I making the problem worse as someone who's creating media myself? And also, does exploring this topic put me at risk of my privacy and even my safety? Because when a single company controls 90% of your internet searches and tracks your every move,
as you have seen, these social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, they have access to a lot of your personal data. And these organizations have come out to, or have been found that they are selling this data to various organizations, whether it's the government, in the US it's FBI, cell phones, different organizations which need this data for business activities. So when you find that your personal information is being sold to these organizations, then you are not in a secure place because you are so vulnerable and your movement, the way you purchase things, they are always tracked. And it's so dangerous when you find some companies like Google, Facebook, Instagram having those all informations, and you find them even collaborating with enemies or with companies for their own benefit while you are the product.
It makes people feel better about it, and so I think it's like a double-edged sword.
Sensationalizing division between races creates more division. By promoting a victim mentality, sometimes it happens. People genuinely hate other races. Like, it's a terrible thing, but by spreading that idea, you create even more separation.
Do you think like the media's coverage of racial violence helps solve racism or increases racial tension?
I think it's increased. Every time I turn on the television, people shooting up this person shooting up here. If it's not a lot of shooting, there's a lot of drugs here now.
Do you think media should be ignoring these types of incidents?
They shouldn't ignore it, but there's some stuff we have control of and some stuff we don't have control of. If I'm going to make a story about this now, I wouldn't do it the way they be doing.
There's a lot of things to be discussed concerning the whole issue of racial injustice, racial violence, whichever circumstance you find yourself in. But all in all, I believe media tends to use these opportunities to promote their own agenda. At the same time, they use that opportunity to promote their own politicians, to advance their own businesses. That's why you will never trust a mainstream media and other media sources with the information which they offer you as an individual. You need to dig to the core and find out the best evidence, and then you come out with your final solution or your final answer. But what's more challenging concerning these all issues is most individuals are not in that position even to search for themselves the real facts which concern various topics, because there are more pressing things which you should follow. For instance, how you can pay your rent, how you can finance your mortgage, how you are going to ensure that you have savings, how to run your business. Those are more pressing issues compared to maybe some Black Lives Matter organizations, some individuals who you are not aware of them are being treated unfairly. So those are far distance topics, and you find that we end up being easily convinced to fall into a trap of misinformation. So what's your thoughts concerning the whole issue of media being the real agent which plays in reporting the information? Is it biased, more especially in racial violence, or it tells the truth most of the time? My name has been Masoma Augustine. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and remember to like this video for the purpose of the algorithm. Remember, we need to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one. Peace.